So when we talk about growth in e-commerce, we mostly speak about strategies and tactics, how to go from 0 to 6 figures, from 6 figures to 7 figures, how important it is to have paid advertising in place, how that all goes, and then email marketing, upselling, funnels, and all of that very specific stuff. But we don't really talk enough about how important it is to don't make very stupid mistakes in the beginning of your journey. Because if you don't make the right decisions, for example, when you're just starting out on your e-commerce journey, how do you ever want to reach a 6-figure year or even a 6-figure month? So in this video, because I find that very, very important and I see actually people making these mistakes every single day, I want to talk about 3 mistakes that you absolutely should avoid because they can make or break the success of your first month, first year, or your first 6 figures. So the first mistake I see a lot of e-commerce founders do all the time is that they actually believe that they are not a business owner. They see themselves as product designers and product developers because that is initially why they started their e-commerce journey and their brand. They have a passion for a specific product or for a specific solution, and they have not started this business because they studied marketing or they studied sales or e-commerce at all, and now they don't see themselves as business owners. When you don't see yourself as a business person and you tell yourself that you're not a marketing type, you're not a sales type, you can't sell anything, or marketing is a bad thing, it's just, influencing people to buy something they actually don't need or they actually don't want. If you see yourself in this way, you are not able to make the right and the good decisions to grow your business. Because if you want to grow a business, you have to be also a business owner. So if you are in a position where you have a partner and your partner is the business owner and you are the product developer, then everything is fine. Let's just think about Apple, for example, where Steve Jobs was not the product developer, but a very, very good business owner. So he was in a position to make very good decisions for the business and to bring the business forward. So if you are in this kind of position, then that's great and you can only focus on product development. But if you are a one-man or a one-woman show and you run your whole brand yourself, you really have to stop thinking about yourself as just a product designer. You need to understand and to learn that your brand is absolutely nothing and you will never reach enough people who want to buy your product and you can serve with your products if you are not also celebrating the business part of your brand. So stop seeing yourself as just a product designer or product developer and start embracing the business side of your brand as well. Mistake number 2 I see e-commerce brands make way too often, and it is very related with mistake number 1, is that they outsource too early. So what happens when you see yourself as just a product developer is that you not only think that you're not a business person, but you don't see yourself capable of doing all that business related things. You think marketing is not your thing, sales is not your thing, and when you see yourself like that, you start outsourcing that stuff way too early. But the thing is that outsourcing business building is just not possible. As a business owner, what you are the one who knows best who your audience is, who are the people buying your products, who are the people you can serve best, and why people are buying your products. And you know so much more about your product and the benefits of it and your audience than anybody else in the world. And on top of that, nobody is more capable of building your business foundations than you are. And especially in the beginning, from 0 to 6 figures, it is absolutely not necessary to hire someone to do that stuff for you. Keep your money in your own pocket and Learn that stuff yourself. Make sure to build your foundations. Have a traffic source in place, have your conversions in place, work on increasing your margins and your upsells and increasing your AOV and so on and so forth. These things should be in place before you start outsourcing, because agencies and freelancers, they can only grow what's already there. For example, hiring an ad agency, they can only work with what's already there. They cannot go into your business and implement an advertising strategy so perfect that you are profitable in the first 1 or 2 months. Some of them promise that, but I can tell you it will not work if you don't have your foundations in place. If you never ran Facebook ads or Google ads or Pinterest ads yourself, and you don't have your personal initial numbers, you don't know what you have to have in place in order to be profitable in this channel with that platform, then no ad agency or other agency in the world can come in and make that profitable for you. You have to do that yourself in the early stages of your business. Later on, when you go from 6 to 7 figures, you may want to outsource a couple of things, but not the important ones. And then when you go to like 6 figures a month, 7 figures a month, then you definitely can start outsourcing that stuff, but don't do that too early. Okay, and mistake number 3 is a lack of focus. I see so many brand owners trying to do everything, but not making anything very, very properly. So they are chasing shiny objects and tactics, like one day they try to do a little bit of Pinterest ads, and at the same time they do a little bit of Instagram and have a Facebook group, and they are posting in other people's groups to promote themselves, and they run a little bit of ads, and they do content marketing, and then they try to do SEO, and so on and so forth. So their focus, their energy is just completely all over the place. They do 10, 12 things at the same time, but nothing properly, because they can't focus on anything. And they are always driven by anxiety. They need to make a sale. They need to make a sale. They need to reach more people. They need to get more customers. And because they are so anxious to miss something, to miss an opportunity that could bring them forward, they are just completely out of focus. But the thing is, growth isn't about a secret plug-in or a secret funnel or a secret ad campaign that no one else knows about. Growth is about playing the game the right way, having a strategy in place, and following this strategy. And I actually made a video about why focus is so very important, and how you can focus on the right things in your business in order to grow them. So you can watch that after this if you like. But I think that is one of the most important things, to stick with a strategy for a longer period of time and really committing to it in order to see growth and in order to increase whatever you want to increase in your business, instead of chasing every new shiny object. And I know that is very hard, especially in the times we live in, where we see new advertisements popping up every 2 minutes when we scroll on Instagram or Facebook. But it is so important for you to focus when you want to grow your e-commerce brand. And I can tell you from experience, my own and the experience of my clients, that it is so important, and that you will only start seeing progress when you start committing yourself to a real strategy. So these are the 3 mistakes I see e-commerce founders make all the time, and I don't want to see you making the same. But I can tell you, if you avoid them, if you see yourself as a business person and not only as a product developer, if you don't outsource too early and focus on building your own business foundations before you hire an agency or a freelancer, and if you also create a strategy for yourself, or you pick a strategy for yourself and you focus on that instead of chasing every new shiny tactic out there, then I promise you, you are already ahead of 70, 80% of all other e-commerce founders out there.